Hey, my friend, if you are struggling to identify your purpose right now and you don't know what your calling is, you don't know why exactly you're here, welcome to the club. I lived life from that place for a very long time, and I do have a few things I'd love to say to you. For one thing, if it's causing you anxiety, that's a clear sign that trying to figure it out isn't part of your purpose. Your purpose will never cause anxiety. It might cause a little bit of fear and excitement, but not an anxious, oppressive, yucky feeling. Your purpose isn't going to stress you out. It's going to put you at peace. And it's going to involve you walking in alignment with your authentic self. Sometimes it requires a lot of time and journaling and processing and just being open to listening to get you to a place where you know what your purpose is. And sometimes you'll never fully understand your purpose. I don't fully understand mine, but I do know the things that light me up and really, really fill my cup up. Okay. For me, my purpose, it's not in a career or family, even. My purpose is bigger than me and it's bigger than the events in my life. It's bigger than the situations and the relationships that I'm currently in. My purpose is that underlying theme that touches everything I do. Well, everything I do that is in alignment. If I'm doing something not in alignment, it it's far away from my purpose because it's not something that's meant for me at all. Those are usually the things that cause anxiety and depression and dissociation of your identity and not knowing who you are or why you're here. It's usually from not being in the purpose. Or if you think your purpose is meant to be a career or it's meant to be a goal or an aspiration, you're wrong because you're never going to be fully fulfilled in something like that. Careers change. You know what? The average person changes careers like 38 times. That doesn't mean we're all out of alignment with our purpose. It just means things change. Your milestones move, goalposts move because you hit one goal and then there's a new one for you. You don't just hit your goal, oh, fulfilled my purpose. I'm done living now. Now what? It's not like that. Your purpose is something that stays with you throughout your whole life. And all the goals and the accomplishments and the aspirations on the way, those are going to change. The goalposts are going to move. Your career choice will change. I was thinking about doctors, really good doctors, people who are called to be doctors, and they really feel like they fit in and they're really good at it. Their purpose isn't to be a doctor because you can have your medical license taken away. You can come down with some sort of an ailment or disability that keeps you from practicing medicine, from being a doctor. Anything can happen. You could be called to go, I don't know, somewhere else where they don't need a doctor, you know? Being a doctor is not the purpose. Being a healer is a purpose. If you're put here to heal people, that's the purpose. And being a doctor is just a means to an end. It's a milepost on that pathway. It's a vehicle to fulfilling your purpose. But I mean, if you're a doctor and your purpose is to heal and you have that doctor title taken from you, that doesn't mean you can't be in your purpose anymore. It's just like my father-in-law. His purpose was to minister. And he got put in a position where he couldn't be a pastor anymore. There was no churches that needed him, and the money wasn't enough to support his family. And he ended up having to go, and he was working in transit. But he said, or he always believed in being who you are, where you are. He was still ministering to people, even though he was not a pastor anymore. He fulfilled his purpose throughout his whole life, no matter where he was. He lived by the concept of be who you are, where you are. And that's why your purpose is bigger than knowing what goal you're supposed to go for, what career you're supposed to be in, what, passion you're supposed to be pursuing. Passion and purpose are different. Passion can fade, passion can change, but your passions will be in alignment with your purpose. They are a vehicle to get you to fulfilling your purpose. And I think a lot of times our purposes are so much bigger than us that we're not going to fully comprehend what our purpose is. Our legacy won't be known until we're gone. Oftentimes, we don't know our purpose in our own lives. But when I say purpose, for me, I know it means to lift others up. I know it means to be an encouragement. I know that my purpose means becoming this just beacon of light and love. And everything I do that puts me in a place of acting out of love and lightness, sharing my light, whatever has me lifting others up, encouraging others, amplifying the voices of others, I know that it fulfills me and I know that it's in alignment with my purpose. I suppose what I'm saying is your purpose won't be fulfilled until you're gone. So you won't fully understand your purpose till you're gone. But you can walk in alignment with your purpose, understanding the broad picture of your purpose and understanding and believing in your heart that you are perfect for your purpose. That's going to make all the difference. You could be living your purpose right now and not even realize it. Your purpose doesn't have to even be career or big goals. Your purpose can honestly be to simply serve your family and to serve them well. And if that's your purpose, if you feel so aligned to being a stay-at-home mom and pouring your time and love into your family and then extending out into the community, then that is where your purpose has you. It might not be your purpose forever. I like to say being a stay-at-home mom is enough, but it's also okay if you grow out of it being enough. It's okay if it's not enough forever. And it's okay if you want a career now and later decide, I don't want the career. I want to be home 100% of the time. I want all my focus and attention on my family because that's what we need right now. That's fine. Because that's not, your purpose isn't this finite. Your purpose is to be a doctor. Your purpose is to start a podcast. Your purpose is to, be a stay-at-home mom. Our purposes aren't that simple. And they're not that tangible. Purpose is this broad idea, this broad notion, this feeling. Your purpose is kept in your intuition. It's in your gut, it's in your heart. And when you're in alignment with your truest, most honest, most authentic self, you know your purpose, even if you can't put words to it. Be who you are where you are. Be in alignment with that authentic self. And it might take self-discovery to figure it out because our world likes to put so many labels and titles on us and put us in all these boxes and make us, check boxes and fit in boxes. And, the society loves to label things. We love to know exactly what's in something. And we just aren't comfortable with the idea of not knowing anymore. But it's okay to not know your purpose. It's okay to not be able to put words to it, but know that you know in your heart what it is, and you know when you're acting in alignment to it. I think all of us at the deepest core have the same purpose, and it's to love, to spread love, to be love, and to make every decision and choice from a place of love. And that comes right from Jesus, right? There was two very important things he said when he was asked, what are the two most important? It's to love God above all else and to love others as you love yourself. It's love all around. Love everyone, love everything. That's love. That's life. And I think when we act out of love, we are acting in our purpose. And we all might view our purposes differently. We all might put different words to it because the words mean different things to each of us, right? But I think at the base, it's all about choosing love, peace. That's what it's all about. And if you don't know exactly what your purpose is and you can't just put words to it, it's okay. Anxiety is not going to get you there. And I guarantee that one day when all the timing is right, you're just going to know. You're going to have words to put to it. It's going to click into place. It's there. The pieces are there. And you can't force them together. They kind of just have to show up exactly when the time is right for you to step out and do something courageous and big and bold in your purpose. And when that happens, you're going to know. You're going to know. I had this happen to me that day in the woods. If you've heard my story before, I was not in a good place. I was very dysregulated. I was very depressed, very anxious. I was a mess. I knew how to live my life and I wasn't doing it. I knew how to prevent these cycles of mental illness and I wasn't doing it. I kept climbing out of the pit of depression instead of building bridges to cross over it and not get down in the dirt and, to begin with. I knew how I was supposed to be living and I wasn't doing it. I wasn't prioritizing it. And, I almost ended my life. One day I was walking out in the woods and I nearly ended my life. There was a rope hanging and I thought, oh, it's raining, the rope. That's just poetically beautiful to me because, the rain was always, my favorite thing. And it was the same woods I'd grown up in as a child where I always ran away to. And I thought, yes, let's end things. This will be perfect. This is how to do it. And then I kept walking because I was like, well, if I'm going to end things, what am I going to do about my kids? I'm the best mom for them. I can't leave them. And then I see a dead Steller's jay, my favorite bird. A Steller's jay is my favorite bird, not a dead one. But it was grossly dead, not fresh. It was not beautiful. It was a wake-up call. And I knew that's not for me right now. I know that's not what's in the plans for me to end things. So how am I going to do things differently? Because I can't keep getting here or I am going to end things. I can't keep letting my mental health get so bad that I just want to escape. And that's when it all started to hit me. How I was supposed to be living my everyday. And then it was just this avalanche of realization after realization as I'm starting to prioritize my sleep, prioritize drinking water. I'm starting to prioritize journaling, starting to really dive into gratitude. I'm starting to set intentions for my life and stick with them. I'm starting to calm my system so that I'm not yelling. I'm not dysregulated all the time. And as I'm learning all these things, I'm realizing I'm meant to share this right now. That's all in alignment with my purpose. But that doesn't mean me simply sharing mental health tips is my purpose. Because I could stop my podcast anytime. I could leave the whole social media thing. I could, not be doing this. And I could still be walking in my purpose. Because it's not about me having a podcast. That's not my purpose. That's a vehicle to my purpose. For me to lift others up, to amplify their voices by helping others the way that I needed help. It's just, what my purpose requires of me for now. So don't get in your head about your purpose because it's going to come to you when you need to know the words for it. The words will come. You will have a sudden knowing of what your purpose is when it's time for you to know. And until then, you're just making your choices out of intuition. And you're really leaning into like, am I making this as a selfish choice? Or is this from a place of love? Is this from a place of peace? Then you know you're making the right choices. I hope this was helpful, my friend. I really do. I love you so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. Till next time.